Hi, I'm Debbie from Simply Special Crafts. Recently we brought in a special purchase of these Golden Meadows premium card kits, and I've had some questions on assembly, so we're going to walk through that with you tonight. This is the Golden Meadows premium card kit by Hunkydory. It makes a total of 4 cards, and the kit includes the 4 card bases, blanks, plus some layering sheets and a sheet of foiled acetate, as well as the envelopes and instruction. This is what we're actually going to make. It's a neat little diorama card that has really beautiful depth and layering. One of the questions that has come to me, it concerns the folding. It talks about a zigzag fold. Really what they're talking about in English terms is a fan fold. So I'll show you that. And you can see that we have a pretty piece of acetate on the top. So let's just walk through putting one of these together. Obviously this card, even though it has a lot of dimension, folds flat to slide right into your envelope. So these are great for mailing as well. So naturally I've chosen to work on the purple one. Those of you who watch my videos know that is almost a tradition for me because I love purple. So I'm going to use this sheet, and then I'm also going to use this sheet. These are 2 patterns per page, so the ones that are already popped out are the ones that I used in the sample. So we're going to start by popping out all these pieces. Okay, so I've punched out these pieces. I'm going to actually go ahead and take this one out of the frame as well. Remember what we've said about pushing these kind of from the back forward, so that if anything snags, it'll snag on the back of here and not on the face of my piece. The die cutting's really, really good on Hunkydory items, so it's seldom an issue, but it's just a good practice to get into. So when I say fan folding, what I mean is you're going to push towards the inside, then make a little mountain peak, and then fold this so we have the back side showing at the top. Again, inside, fold it, back. Now your piece should be looking like this. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put some, I recommend red liner tape for this job because the seam is going to take a little bit of stress here when you're folding that up and putting it into your envelope. So red liner is probably a better product for this than just regular tape. And I'm going to put a little bit of red liner tape. I happen to be using the 1/8 inch tape. Quarter I think would fit on here. 1/8 inch is just easier. And pop that on there. Pop this on here. Let's take a moment here before we start assembling this. Now when you're choosing the piece of acetate to go on, these are not, it's kind of one of those things where you just kind of match it to the one that you're using. For example, we were just looking at these, and this picture here looks like it could have little dandelions in it. So that might be the best choice for the dandelion one. There's one here that has weeds in the foreground. And since we have a piece with weeds, I would say that's probably the best match there, which through the process of elimination takes me to this being the one for the little purple card I'm working on. So that's what we're going to use. And I'm just going to cut it out here along the gold lines. I get lots of questions about the scissors that I use. I have several pairs of scissors I use all the time. My absolutely favorite scissors are my cutter bees. That doesn't happen to be what I'm using today. These are titanium scissors, but my cutter bees are my favorite detail craft scissors. Okay, let's move these back out of the way. Now, I'm going to put a little bit of red liner tape. It could be regular tape too. It doesn't really matter for this purpose. I'm using red liner because it's sitting here next to me. But I'm going to put a little bit of red liner tape here along the side of the window. And along the other side of the window. My only caution here is don't make your tape line too long, because if it's longer than your piece of acetate, your front of your card could be trying to stick to the back of the card because it isn't covered up by the acetate. So I'm actually going to trim that line I put on there down just a little so that it's just fitting the window. Well, while we're at it, let's just go ahead and put that piece of acetate on here. So I'm peeling up my red liner tape. And then I'll look at the front. It's not directional, so I can really put this on in about any way. And I'm just going to kind of roughly match it over my window. And now I have my piece of acetate on my front. Okay, now we're going to take a minute off camera again, and I'm going to pop out these pieces. Okay, I've punched out and put tape on the back of all these little layering pieces, and I'm just going to start pulling off all my little foam squares. And I'm going to match these, starting with the largest sheet and working to the smallest. So I'm going to pop on my second one, and each time I layer, I'm going to match up these side pieces and the little scallops. So we'll put this one here. Next one. You may have heard Amy, the little schnauzer dog, kind of grunting here at my feet. She thinks I should be doing a multitude of things rather than working on crafts at this table, mostly involving sitting in the chair and holding her. Okay, those look pretty good. Okay, so I put my last little piece on here. I've also put some foam squares on the back. You'll notice we don't need a dozen of them, I used 5 for this big piece. And I'm going to fit my design to the center of my card, lining it up roughly along the bottom there. And I'm just going to see how these pieces push in. Don't worry if they kind of touch this one side or the other just a little bit. I've noticed that they do. It won't hurt your ability to get it in the envelope. So I've attached that. Now we have our nice dimensional piece in the background. And we're going to take our beautiful window that we already constructed. And we have our we have our red liner tape already on the front. So I'm going to peel my red liner tape. The most complex part of the entire operation sometimes is getting the tape to let go. Okay, and now I'm going to kind of hold this down, and I'm going to match my corners here and here. You see I have a little tiny bit of white showing right there. I'm going to kind of clip that out with my scissors because it's just a little remnant from we pulled our die cut out. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to kind of hold that down out of my way. I'm going to match this corner. Get my fingers back out of the tape. Match this other corner. And there we go. Okay, I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to put my writing area on the back. This certainly would not need red liner tape. Like I said, it happens to be what I have sitting here, so it's getting used, but a lighter weight tape would surely get this job done just fine. Put that up here. I'm going to add my handmade sticker. While supplies last, I have a really good price on these kits in the store. They were a special purchase from Hunkydory, so instead of $8.99, the regular retail, these will be on sale for as long as they last for $5.99. There we go. Choose a greeting for the front. It's really nice that they give you like 4 different greetings, especially for you. Happy birthday to you, thinking of you, or many things. And I use the most birthday cards, so I'm going to use the birthday. I'll put it up on a little bit of foam tape, just for even more dimension. And I'm going to stick it in the corner of my card. Voila, we're done. Quick, easy. As long as you figure out the folds, which were fine once we went through those. I'm sure you won't have any trouble with that. So, once again, this is the Golden Meadows Acetate Diarama card kit from Hunkydory. It makes 4 cards, and you can find this at www.simplyspecialcrafts.com. I'm Debbie, and we'll see you next time.